When some circuits are working fine with the generator and others aren't, several things could be happening. Firstly, a tripped circuit breaker or blown fuse is a common cause. Go to the circuit breaker panel or fuse box and check the breakers or fuses for the circuits that are not working. Reset any tripped breakers by switching them fully off and then back on. Replace any blown fuses with the correct amperage. Secondly, loose connections can interrupt power flow. Make sure all connections at the circuit breaker panel, any junction boxes, and the outlets themselves are tight. Loose wires can cause intermittent problems, so this is an important step. Thirdly, inspect the wiring itself. Look for any damaged or loose wires, especially near the affected circuits. Pay close attention to areas where wires are connected or routed through walls or ceilings. Damaged wiring can cause electrical faults that prevent circuits from working correctly. Fourthly, an overloaded circuit can trip a breaker. Add up the total wattage of all devices connected to the circuits that aren't working. Make sure the total wattage doesn't exceed the circuit's capacity. You can usually find the circuit's amperage rating on the breaker itself. Multiply the amperage by the voltage, typically 120 volts in a home, to find the maximum wattage. Overloaded circuits can trip breakers or blow fuses. Fifthly, check for ground faults. A ground fault happens when electrical current flows through an unintended path. You can check for ground faults using a voltage tester or ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI outlet tester. If a ground fault is present, it can trip breakers or blow fuses. Sixthly, the generator might have issues. Make sure the generator is providing enough power for all the connected circuits. Check the generator's output voltage and frequency to make sure they are within acceptable ranges. An underperforming generator might not be able to handle the load. Now let's look at the well pump specifically. Confirm the pump is wired correctly and the switch or control panel is working as it should. Make sure there are no obstructions or damage to the pump or its piping. A problem with the pump itself could be preventing it from running. As for the master bedroom and bathroom lights and receptacles, first check for GFCI outlets in the bathroom or anywhere else that might have tripped and affected the circuit. GFCI outlets are designed to trip when they detect a ground fault, and they can sometimes affect other outlets on the same circuit. Inspect the light fixtures themselves and replace any faulty bulbs. Make sure all switches and outlets are working correctly. A bad switch or outlet can interrupt the circuit. To reiterate the recommended actions: 1. Reset any trip breakers or replace any blown fuses. 2. Tighten all electrical connections to make sure they are secure. 3. Carefully inspect the wiring for any damage or loose connections. 4. Calculate the total wattage of the devices connected to the affected circuits and reduce the load if necessary. 5. Check for ground faults using a voltage tester or a GFCI outlet tester. Finally, 6. If the problem continues, it is best to contact a qualified electrician for further troubleshooting and repairs. Working with electricity can be dangerous, so it's always best to err on the side of caution. Also, keep in mind NEC Article 220.12 that talks about general lighting loads, and in dwelling units a load of 3 volt amps per square foot shall be included for general illumination, and for the well pump it should have its own dedicated circuit, see NEC 430.53, and should not share circuit. For bathrooms, a 20 amp circuit is required for the receptacle outlets, NEC 210.11. C3. Also remember that the generator needs to be properly grounded as well, see NEC 250.34. NEC 445.13 requires that the generator overcurrent protection be based on the generator manufacturer's instructions. Article 445.12 talks about the size of the conductors to be used in the generator connections. Another area to look into is harmonics. Nonlinear loads such as electronic devices and some types of lighting can introduce harmonic currents into the electrical system. These harmonics can cause various problems, including overheating of neutral conductors, nuisance tripping of breakers, and voltage distortion. Generators are often more susceptible to harmonic-related issues than utility power because they may have lower impedance. If you suspect harmonic issues, you can use a harmonic analyzer to measure the levels of harmonic distortion in the system. Mitigation techniques may include using harmonic filters or reactors, or selecting generators and equipment that are designed to minimize harmonic generation. Automatic voltage regulators, or AVRs, are used in generators to maintain a stable output voltage, even under varying load conditions. The AVR monitors the generator's output voltage and adjusts the field excitation current to compensate for voltage drops or surges. If the AVR is not functioning correctly, it can cause voltage fluctuations or instability, which can affect the performance of connected equipment. Check the AVR settings and connections to ensure they are correct. If necessary, consult the generator's manual or qualified technician for troubleshooting and repair. Generators typically have various protection features to prevent damage from overload, overvoltage, undervoltage, overspeed, and other abnormal conditions. These protection features may include circuit breakers, fuses, voltage sensors, and speed sensors. If any of these protection features are activated, they can shut down the generator or disconnect the load. Check the generator's control panel or display for any fault codes or warnings that may indicate a protection issue. Consult the generator's manual or a qualified technician for troubleshooting and repair. Most generators require regular maintenance to ensure reliable operation. This maintenance may include checking and changing the oil, air filter, fuel filter, and spark plugs. It may also include cleaning the generator's cooling system and checking the battery. Neglecting maintenance can lead to various problems, including reduced power output, increased fuel consumption, and premature failure. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for maintenance intervals and procedures. Depending on the type of generator and the load requirements, you may need to adjust the generator's settings to optimize its performance. These settings may include the voltage, frequency, power factor, and speed. Consult the generator's manual or a qualified technician for guidance on adjusting these settings. Improper settings can lead to various problems, including voltage fluctuations, frequency instability, and reduced power output. Some generators have a power factor correction feature that can improve the efficiency and stability of the electrical system. Power factor is a measure of how effectively electrical power is being used. A low power factor can lead to increased energy losses, voltage drops, and reduced equipment capacity. Power factor correction involves adding capacitors to the system to compensate for the inductive reactance of the load. If your generator has a power factor correction feature, make sure it is properly configured and functioning correctly. Remember, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, always consult a qualified electrician. Electricity can be dangerous, and improper wiring or repairs can lead to serious injury or death. Always follow all applicable electrical codes and safety regulations. The information provided is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult a qualified electrician for any electrical work. When using a generator, it is important to be aware of the potential for backfeeding into the utility grid. Backfeeding occurs when the generator's output power flows back into the utility grid, which can create a dangerous situation for utility workers who may be working on the power lines. To prevent backfeeding, it is essential to use a transfer switch. A transfer switch is a device that isolates the generator from the utility grid, ensuring that the generator's power only flows to the intended circuits. There are two main types of transfer switches: manual and automatic. A manual transfer switch requires you to manually switch between the utility power and the generator power. An automatic transfer switch automatically switches between the utility power and the generator power when it detects a power outage. If you are using a generator to power your home or business, it is essential to install a transfer switch. This will protect utility workers from the dangers of backfeeding and ensure the safety of your electrical system. Another important safety consideration when using a generator is carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Generators produce carbon monoxide as a byproduct of combustion. If a generator is run in an enclosed space, such as a garage or basement, carbon monoxide can build up to dangerous levels. To prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, it is essential to run the generator in a well-ventilated area. Never run a generator inside a home, garage, or other enclosed space. Position the generator so that the exhaust fumes are directed away from any buildings or windows. Install carbon monoxide detectors in your home to warn you of the presence of carbon monoxide. If you start to feel sick, dizzy, or weak while using a generator, get to fresh air immediately and seek medical attention. Generators are valuable tools for providing backup power during outages. However, it is important to use them safely to prevent electrical hazards and carbon monoxide poisoning. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for operating and maintaining the generator. If you have any questions or concerns about using a generator, consult a qualified electrician or the generator manufacturer. When connecting devices to a generator, it's important to understand the difference between resistive loads and reactive loads. Resistive loads, such as incandescent lights and heaters, draw current in phase with the voltage. Reactive loads, such as motors and transformers, draw current that is out of phase with the voltage. Reactive loads can cause a reduction in the generator's power factor, which can lead to reduced efficiency and increased voltage drop. To compensate for reactive loads, some generators have a power factor correction feature. This feature adds capacitors to the circuit to counteract the inductive reactance of the load. If you are using a generator to power reactive loads, it is important to ensure that the generator has sufficient capacity and that the power factor is within acceptable limits. You may also need to use a power factor meter to measure the power factor of the load and make adjustments as needed. In addition to power factor, it is also important to consider the voltage regulation of the generator. Voltage regulation is a measure of how well the generator maintains a constant output voltage under varying load conditions. A generator with poor voltage regulation may experience voltage drops or surges when loads are added or removed. This can cause damage to sensitive electronic equipment. To improve voltage regulation, some generators have an automatic voltage regulator, AVR. The AVR monitors the output voltage and adjusts the generator's excitation current to maintain a constant voltage. If you are using a generator to power sensitive electronic equipment, it is important to ensure that the generator has good voltage regulation. You may also need to use a voltage regulator to further stabilize the voltage. Generators come in a variety of sizes and types, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Portable generators are small, lightweight generators that are easy to transport. They are typically used for powering small appliances and tools. Inverter generators are a type of portable generator that produces cleaner power than conventional generators. They are ideal for powering sensitive electronic equipment. Standby generators are larger, more powerful generators that are permanently installed. They are typically used for powering entire homes or businesses. When choosing a generator, it is important to consider the size and type of loads you will be powering, the amount of power you need, and the features you require. It is also important to consider the cost of the generator, the cost of installation, and the cost of maintenance. No matter what type of generator you choose, it is important to use it safely and responsibly. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for operating and maintaining the generator. Be sure to properly ground the generator to prevent electrical shock. Never run a generator in an enclosed space to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. By following these safety precautions, you can use a generator to provide backup power safely and reliably.